Good morrow, my lovely little ghosts, and welcome to the Dark Orchard. I'm Laura, and today I'm talking about movies. As I said in my intro, today I'm talking about movies. More specifically, I'm talking about my top 13 favorite holiday movies. So before I start naming off my top 13, here are 5 honorable mentions. These movies are movies that I love, and I love them all times of year. However, they're not my perfect definition of a holiday movie. These 6 movies just didn't make it on my list. I love them. I will still watch them if they're on television. But I had to think to myself, if I had to choose between all of these movies, which ones would I choose over the others? And these 6 just didn't make the cut. Without further delay, here are those honorable mentions. It's a Wonderful Life, Home Alone, The Spirit of Christmas, The Grinch, Die Hard, and The Gremlins. Those are holiday movies, and I recognize them as holiday movies. However, they just didn't make my list because I have other top favorites that have sentimental reasons why I like them. My number 13 pick for favorite holiday movie is 8 Crazy Nights. This movie is hilarious. It's Adam Sandler, but a cartoon, and I should not have been watching this when it first came out, but I did, and I watched it over and over and over again, because at the time I had like HBO or Cinemax or something. It was some movie channel that played 8 Crazy Nights constantly during the holiday season, and I watched it every single time it came on. The songs pop into my head random times all through the year. I think 8 Crazy Nights is a wonderful story with that comedic undertone. Actually, with that comedic slap in the face that Adam Sandler does so well, but it also kind of paved the way into movies like Click and The Cobbler, where there were more than just stupid jokes constantly. Not that I don't like Billy Madison, for example, because that's a wonderful movie, but that's off topic. Yeah. So 8 Crazy Nights is my number 13 pick because I think it's a really good movie. It has a good message, and it's funny. It's really funny. My number 12 favorite holiday movie is Nightmare Before Christmas. What? Laura, are you crazy? Number 12? Nightmare Before Christmas? Just number 12? Let me preface. Okay. All of these movies, except number 1, can be interchanged. They're not set in their number. This is just the order that I chose to put them in. I like all of these movies equally, except number 1, because number 1 beats them all. But I love all of these movies equally, and they can be interchanged. I just put Nightmare Before Christmas at number 12 because it is not just one holiday movie, but it's 2 holiday movies. And yeah. I still think Nightmare Before Christmas is a really good movie. Also has a great message about being yourself and loving yourself. Self-love kind of movie, and learning to accept yourself for who you are. So Nightmare Before Christmas is my number 12 pick. Don't at me. Number 11 is Christmas with the Kranks. I love this movie. It's hilarious. It stars the Scream Queen herself, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Tim Allen, who was basically my childhood. Like, I grew up on Home Improvement and other Tim Allen movies that I will most likely be mentioning very soon. Yeah. I love Christmas with the Kranks. If you don't know what Christmas with the Kranks is, you should. But just in case you don't, it's about a couple whose daughter is away for the holidays. She's on a mission trip. And because she's on the mission trip, she won't be home for the holidays. So they've got the holidays clear and they book a vacation. Only to find out later that their daughter is actually coming home from the mission trip and all their plans are ruined, and they have to quickly decide how to put together a party and decorate and make everything right again by the time their daughter gets home. And it's just really, really funny. It's a hilarious movie because we all know how crazy people get around the holidays and how hard it is to find anything in stores. Like, really? Why do you need so many eggs, bread, and milk? What are you doing with it? Anyway, things get crazy around the holidays and store shelves get empty, and that movie just elaborates on it in the most funniest of ways. And it's a good movie. It's a great movie, and you should watch it. I told you I'd be talking about Tim Allen really soon. Number 10 is The Santa Claus and Jingle All the Way. All the Santa Claus movies and Jingle All the Way are sharing the slot for number 10. Why? That's ridiculous. They're nothing alike. They're not even the same kind of movie. One stars Arnold and one stars Tim. What are you doing, Laura? Well, they're both 90s movies, and I am a 90s child, and for some reason, my brain's putting them together. When I was a kid, these were the two movies that I looked forward to. And I love all of the Santa Claus movies, and I love Jingle All the Way. Simple as that. The Santa Claus, of course, is a classic with Tim Allen, and Santa Claus falls off his roof, and he discovers the next day that he's the new Santa Claus, and hilarity ensues because Tim Allen and funny things. And Jingle All the Way is a dad who forgot to get his kid the best toy ever, and he goes on an adventure to find the best toy. They're both really good movies about fathers. They're both really good 90s movies that focus on a father-son relationship, and I just really, really love both of them so much. I couldn't choose between one or the other, and I didn't want to have 50 million honorable mentions, so the Santa Claus movies and Jingle All the Way share the slot for number 10. My pick for number 9 is Snow Day. So my number 9 pick is Snow Day. Snow Day was a Nickelodeon movie about a snow day. It was about kids having a snow day, and I mean this snow was thick. It was feet above their door. So like they were making forts, and they were like having big snowball fights and skating, and it was a magical movie, okay? And I loved it as a kid. I loved it growing up. I still love it. And there's this one scene where a character says, "But I like zebras." And like me, because zebras are my favorite zoo animal. Well, zebras are one of my favorite zoo animals, and I sound like such a ditz for saying this, but I really like that movie because of that one line, and that one line gets stuck in my head all the time, and I just randomly, if I see a zebra, that line pops in my head and I go, "But I like zebras." And I don't know why. I have no clue why that line gets popped into my head when I see a zebra. But that's what 90s movies did to you. That's what 90s kids focused on. It's really late, and I should not be filming a video this late, because my train of thought is over there. So number 9 is Snow Day. Number 8 is a little movie called Christmas in Connecticut. This movie makes you go, me. It is about a female journalist who writes about being the perfect housewife. But she's not. She's nowhere near the perfect housewife. So this veteran has been reading her columns and decides to arrange so he can go to her house and see all the things that she's been writing about in her column. Needless to say, she was not prepared, and she has to like rent a house and find a baby, and all sorts of hilarity ensues. Like, she has to go through all these different things, and it's just, It's so funny, and I love it. Christmas in Connecticut is such a funny movie. It's one of those older films, and there are going to be a few older films on my list, like early 1900s kind of films, but they're good and they're timeless. And Christmas in Connecticut is timeless. So my number 8 pick is Christmas in Connecticut. And for number 7, I've chosen It Happened on Fifth Avenue. This is another older film, and it is about a homeless man who moves into a mansion while the owner is away. And he entertains guests and eventually entertains the owner himself that's come home early without knowing that it's the owner. And it's such a sweet, heartfelt movie. So number 7 is It Happened on Fifth Avenue. Number 6, I've done it again. I've done it again. I have 2 movies in one slot. But this one makes so much more sense than the other one. Like, the other one was a stretch, making them connect with the father thing. But this one actually makes sense. The 2 movies at number 6 are Shop Around the Corner and Good Old Summertime. Good Old Summertime. Is that even a holiday movie? Yes. Good Old Summertime stars Judy Garland, and Shop Around the Corner stars Jimmy Stewart. Both movies have the same plot. That's right. Both movies have the same plot. Good Old Summertime is where we get the classic Judy Garland quote, "I don't care." The plot of Good Old Summertime and Little Shop on the Corner is 2 pen pals who have been writing each other and falling for each other, but they actually work together and hate each other. And it's also where the premise for You've Got Mail came from. So that's why I put both of these movies in the same slot. They are unique. Good Old Summertime, as with most Judy Garland movies, goes a little deeper. I mean, it's called Good Old Summertime. It takes place through almost a whole year, I think, or maybe even longer, but it's one of the longer movies. It's still good, and it's got really catchy music, because Judy Garland, in her amazing voice, Good Old Summertime and Shop Around the Corner are number 6, because they're the same, but they're different, and they're wonderful. Number 5, A Divas Christmas Carol. This was the only Christmas Carol movie that I ever loved. I watched all of them. I'd sit down and I'd watch the Muppets Christmas Carol, and I'd watch all the other Christmas Carol movies, the old black and white ones, the newer ones, but A Divas Christmas Carol is the only one that I have ever really enjoyed. I've even seen it live. Like, I've seen plays, the Christmas Carol in plays, and I cannot get into them. But A Divas Christmas Carol with the Queen Vanessa Williams and the amazing Kathy Griffith, I love. Kathy Griffith plays one of the spirits, Vanessa Williams plays the diva, and it's just, in my opinion, one of the best Christmas Carol stories ever. And no, we're not counting Scrooge McDuck, because that is a whole different level and that is good in itself. We're talking about like live action Christmas Carol movies. And A Divas Christmas Carol is my favorite live action Christmas Carol movie. And I knew I couldn't make a holiday movie list without including some sort of Christmas Carol thing, because, well, that's just a staple movie, it's a staple story. And in my opinion, the story of Ebony, yes, her name is Ebony instead of Ebenezer, like the regular story. Her name is Ebony, and it's beautiful. But the story of Ebony and her little ghost and her conflict is beautiful, and it's so 90s. Like, the fashion and everything is so 90s, child. I love it. I just love this movie, and there's good music. So number 5 is A Divas Christmas Carol. Coming in at number 4, A Christmas Cottage. A Christmas Cottage is one of those sad Christmas movies. It's the story of Thomas Kinkade, and Thomas Kinkade is the one that painted those like classic snowy cabins that we see on the front of Hallmark cards and like in big paintings and stuff. Those are Thomas Kinkade. I'll throw up some examples of Thomas Kinkade work now so that you can kind of get an idea. Because I know you've seen at least one Thomas Kinkade painting in your life. But anyway, A Christmas Cottage is the story of Thomas Kinkade, a young Thomas Kinkade, and his family's troubles. It's a really good film, it's a sweet film, and it stars Jared Padalecki, so what's not to love about that? But not just because it's Jared Padalecki, it's a really good movie. So, A Christmas Cottage is my number 4 slot. Number 3 is Edward Scissorhands. Edward Scissorhands is in my top favorite movies of all time. A gorgeous film. The contrast between Edward's leather and the rough textures in comparison to the dress that Winona wears, that's white and pretty and has all those perfect pleats and seams. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's a seamstress dream. It's a designer's dream. But not just that, it's a really wonderful movie, and it's a sad movie, and it's really, really good, and it's a perfect movie for the holidays. It teaches a lot of good lessons, and I don't know, I just really love Edward Scissorhands. The whole, when he starts carving the ice and makes the snow fall on her and she starts dancing, oh, it's a gorgeous scene, and it's a beautiful scene, and it's a sweet scene. It's amazing, and the fact that Vincent Price played the creator just makes it over the top amazing. He was from that Scooby-Doo special, and he like was in the movie The Bats and The Pit and the Pendulum, and he was an amazing, amazing actor with this fantastic voice that is no other. I mean, he was the voice in Thriller. He did the rapping in Thriller. Vincent Price was amazing. So, of course, he adds like 10,000 points to an already amazing movie, right? So, number 3 is Edward Scissorhands. Number 2 is Harry Potter. That's right, number 2 favorite holiday movies ever, all the Harry Potters. Every single one of them, even Fantastic Beasts. All the Harry Potters, number 2. Because, do I really need to say because? I mean, it's Harry Potter. They're amazing. The movies are amazing, the books are amazing, everything about it's amazing. Goblet of Fire was my favorite Harry Potter book, and it's my favorite Harry Potter movie. Hands down, Goblet of Fire. I mean, Fred and George look amazing in it. And it's just, in my opinion, one of the best storylines. I love the tournament. The tournament was so amazing when I read it as a kid. And I gotta mention, Harry Potter also has Jamie Campbell Bower. And if you know me at all, you know I love Jamie Campbell Bower. Jamie Campbell Bower is one of my favorite actors of all time. If you'd like to see me do a favorite actors video, just let me know, because I'm totally game for that. But I'm pretty sure you could tell who my top ones will be. But yeah, Jamie Campbell Bower. You can't go wrong. He does an amazing job jumping out the window, and I don't know, Jamie Campbell Bower. And yes, I count them as holiday movies. Some people are going to say Harry Potter's not a holiday movie, but it is. It is. Harry Potter's an all-time movie. Like, you can watch Harry Potter no matter what. No matter when, no matter where. It's universal, it's everyday, everything. Harry Potter is everything. So yeah, Harry Potter is a holiday movie if you want it to be a holiday movie, and I say it's a holiday movie, so there. So Harry Potter goes in at number 2. And now we've come to my number 1 slot. My number 1 favorite holiday movie. Can you guess what it is? My number 1 top all-time favorite holiday movie. I bet you have no idea what it is. No, really, you probably have no idea what this is, even when I say it. My number 1 pick for favorite holiday movie of all time, ever. Number 1, Untamed Heart. Untamed Heart is a love story unlike any other I've ever seen. It's about a waitress who is dealing with the public all day and just like really stressed out, and she ends up befriending a really shy dishwasher who doesn't say much, and not dishwasher like mechanical dishwasher, like a dude that washes dishes. It's still called a dishwasher, right? I don't remember. Anyway, she falls for this really shy guy that works at the diner that she works at. And he's played by Christian Slater. Christian Slater. Ugh. We know how I feel about Christian Slater. If you watched my favorite scary movies, you got to hear a little bit about Christian Slater. I love Christian Slater. I don't think there's a single movie that I didn't love with Christian Slater. I take that back. There was one movie, it was like, I don't even remember the name of it. I didn't even finish watching it. It was this really weird movie where they were trapped on an island and Christian Slater fell down and this tank busted open and then it froze him, and like his skin started to fall off, but it was frozen skin, and it was weird, and it was kind of gory and kind of gross, and I didn't like seeing Christian Slater get torn to pieces. So I turned it and I never went back and I never watched it again, and I don't even know the name of it. But that is the one Christian Slater movie that I remember watching that I didn't like. But for the most part, I love Christian Slater and I love Untamed Heart, and now we're back to where we're supposed to be. So I really love Untamed Heart, and it is a holiday movie, so I'm not completely off my rocker here. Untamed Heart is a beautiful holiday movie, and there's this one scene where the waitress wakes up and the shy guy has decorated a tree for her, and it's just such an amazing movie. Like, there's nothing like it. There's really no other movie I can think of that even compares to Untamed Heart. It's beautiful, it's sad, it's perfect. It's everything you want from a holiday movie, everything I want from a movie in general. I used to watch it daily. Like, I love Untamed Heart. And that's why Untamed Heart is my number 1 favorite holiday movie ever. So there you have it. My top 13 favorite holiday movies. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come around again soon. Say bye. Bye. Let me tell you a little story. So, I've made this video like 4 times? A few times? A bunch of times? I've made this video too often. Too much have I made this video. I have made this video too much. I was having an issue with, as soon as my files would save, they would somehow corrupt. And it happened with this video every single time I filmed it, and I think I filmed it like 5 times. And I think I actually mentioned this in my last video, so I won't go into like rambling about it again, or at least I hope I don't go into rambling about it again, but I've already done that, so bad me, shame on me, bad Lara. So yeah, long story short, I had files that would save and then instantly corrupt. So even though I filmed this video multiple times, none of them are there. I swear to God, if this is corrupt one more time, this video is cursed and it's just not gonna happen. Take note, camera. Take note. Okay, Logitech, do your business. It's 2 a.m. I'm dreaming of a ghost Christmas. So today, I'm going to be talking about my favorite top 13 holiday movies. Dun dun dun. 4 skipped frames? Are you kidding me? I did my nails. So pretty. The Grinch. No. Why aren't these on my list? I don't know. They're just not. Number 11. Feel like a 90s goth. I like it. Oh, it burnt. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the itching there. Itchy, itchy, itchy. Alrighty. Let's get dangerous. I like the poofy mane. Poofy, poofy, poofy. Marzipan, 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 marzipan. Alrighty. I suppose I should get the video started.
2 heads are better than 1. Right?
I just love it. Like snowy things, like diva covers of the holiday music, and I'm really doing stuff with this hand today. My number 11, is it 11? Is that the number? 11? 11? 11 instead of 11. 11 instead of 11. 11 instead of 11. Oh well. What's done is done. Back to the intro. As I said in my intro, today I'm talking about not saying today instead of today. So, number 11, Edward Scissorhands. So, number 3 is Edward Scissorhands. At 11. What's the word? Countdown. Blah, blah, blah. Focus. I'm talking to both the camera and myself. Please focus. Focus, even, instead of focus. Man, I mispronounce a lot of words. Pronounce instead of pronounce. Your instead of your. Good God, could we have more traffic? Sorry. Okay, so Okay, so before I dive into my countdown, I need a new chair. That squeak is awful. None of them are... Specifically, I'm going to be going. Before I do a thing with the things and all the things, I don't remember. Think, Laura, think, Laura, think, Laura, think. I got lipstick on my finger. So today I'm gonna be talking about my top 13 favorite holiday movies. Boo.
I am dreaming of a Christmas, just like the one track used to know, where the blood drops glisten and children scream.